All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to the episode of Foreign and Domestic. I do not know where Alan is. I know he's having some issues with his computer earlier, so we'll see if he shows up. But in order to get us started off right, I'm going to take it over to the Silverback, sir. If you would, you do the pledge.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
We're good. You need to send the pledge of allegiance.
Oh, the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sorry. We got the flag back there. We got one behind Scotsman. We got one behind Jamie. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible. Wait, it's been so long since I've said this. One nation, indivisible, under God, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Awesome. Good deal. Thank you, sir. We got there eventually. Jamie, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been busy as a one-armed paper hanger around here lately. I got trying to get some boxes ready to go out. I got it's a little bit of casting and powder coating and working on a couple of presses. I think we're getting ready to have a giveaway over on Georgia Shooting Connection. So I'll be talking to you later about that. Might have some ideas. Might need some. So yeah, awesome. Man. Thanks for shooting me a link and inviting me over, and I always look forward to hanging out with you guys.
Awesome, good deal. Daniel, what's going on, man?
Oh, just trying to keep busy this week and some nice weather. Thanks for the invite. I've just been doing some casting, powder coating, some reloading, little bit of shooting, just making a whole lot of bullets to get ready for the next couple months. Yeah. Hi there, Silverback. Long time no see.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm doing. How you doing?
Doing, man. I forgot my banana upstairs. I was going to have one during the show, but I left it on the counter.
Oh, no. Silverback with no banana. Not good, man. How's everything else going your way?
Good, man. It's been going pretty good. Got a sponsor for the channel now, Manos Ammo. Finished up with all the bookwork on my gunsmithing course and just working on hands-on projects now and doing a few little tinkering repairs for some friends and things and trying to get some stuff working.
Awesome. Good deal. And then we got someone new with us tonight. So Craig, you want to introduce yourself, let people know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Craig Wall. I got my channel, Georgia Trapping and Fishing. I trap beavers, predators, a little bit of everything. And I'm just getting ready to start a job this week, but it's mighty hot. I'm not looking forward to it really, but they want them gone. So I'm going to get in there and get them out, get them took care of. So trying to get in some fishing, but it's been too hot to fish too. So, but I do a little bit of everything, a little bit of Fatwood Fridays, a little bit of metal detecting. So, I really appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. And there's a link down below to him. So if you guys aren't subscribed, go check him out. But let's get into it. So Jamie, what you said you got some loading coming up this week?
I'm trying to get a package out to Andy 79Z28 and those two presses that Willie sent me. I've kind of refurbished those. I got to do the second.
I can get you on there if you want to get on there. I can get you on there.
I was hoping he wouldn't see that. Yeah,
be careful what you wish for, brother.
I know, man, but I love Hank Strange, but he don't know I exist.
Well, hey, we can get change that.
Yeah, we can get you on
Send
there.
me your email, man. I'll get him in touch with you.
Good deal, man. Yeah, Andy, I got a package for you. Hopefully, that's what I'm working on, trying to get ready to hit the mail tomorrow.
Backwoods Law. I haven't seen him around forever.
I was gonna say I haven't seen him in a while either.
Hey, Backwoods Law. How you doing? Oh, say, yeah, something else. I got to meet this cranky guy, and he's not that cranky. Cranky Cletus and his wife, they've been doing a cross country drive, and man, they're some really nice folks.
So how was the visit?
It was good. It really good. Met him up there at the Finn, took him in, and usually they have large pistol primers in there all the time, except on the Wednesday when he was here. But he got to take off with a lot of large rifle primers, so that was cool. And then he went on down to do the old Fuzz thing. Is Fuzzy in there in the side chat?
I haven't seen him yet. He's probably lurking.
Yeah, he went down there and made old Fuzzy had a big barbecue down there with him. I told him no, he can cook up a cat, and Fuzzy would love him forever.
Yeah, I forewarned him to what to expect.
So what have you been doing, Scotsman?
Just work, man. Just staying busy. Just work, and got a few projects in the works, so slowly but surely getting there. Honestly, I haven't touched the loading bench in I don't know, a month. I need to. I need to try and get some loading done this week. I got no 9 right now, so I got to load some up. I know, right?
Yeah, it's like, what is up with that? You shot them all up when you was down here last time?
I think I got about 20 rounds left.
I'm seeing videos of these guys finding primers, and I'm like so jealous I could bite nails into. I can't find a primer in Northwest Georgia for nothing.
Even Backwoods is surprised. I know, dude. I know. It's bad. That's all right, though.
Jamie, you got to have the right source.
Well, it's like this, buddy. I'm not retired, man. I have a job. I go to work 8 to 4:30 every day, and by the time I get off of work, these no-count retired old guys like you already sucked them all up.
No, they're. This place has primers every day except Wednesday. And if you go in, if you live 8 miles from the place, you could go there on your lunchtime and pick up a couple hundred for about 3 days out of the week. Except they're limiting us to 200 primers per, 200 small pistol. You get 200 rifle, whatever, like that. And they limit you out at a max at 800 primers.
So you can get 2 boxes of each kind. Is that what I'm
Yep.
hearing?
Yep.
Yeah, the only primers I've been able to find are large rifle and small rifle primers.
Small rifle would be cool. And hold on, guys.
But Backwoods, don't worry too much, man. A couple hours on the press, and I'll be back in business. I'll knock out probably 500 this week or so. Maybe 1,000. We'll see. Depends on how long I feel like standing there. I stand at work all night long, so that's not something I really want to do when I get home.
Well, get a stool. Get some cement blocks, put underneath your bench, move it up a little bit, and sit down.
I don't like sitting down.
Then quit whining. Then quit whining about standing.
I wasn't whining. I was just making a point.
I don't know. Sound like whining to me.
Oh, he's in Tennessee now.
Good place to be.
There you go. Good deal. So what guns you been working on, Silverback?
I got a P80 that I got here that I'm trying to make it run, and that's proven to be a little difficult, but it's getting there. And then I have a really old shotgun that I got to get some parts and pieces for. I can't remember who makes it, but it came from a police evidence auction. So I'm going to strip it all down and re-blue it. And I found the forearm of it because it didn't have the forearm with it. So I found that on Numrich. So I'm going to get that coming and hopefully get this thing built up.
That'd be cool. Good deal. You got to do a video on it or no?
Probably. I'm sure I will once I get all the parts and start on the project. It's so old that it don't even have a serial number.
So we got some feedback somewhere, I guess. I can't tell because I got sound issues still with this. I got to get a hold of Dell still on this computer. So I guess we're getting some feedback somewhere.
Yeah, it sounds like air movement.
Yep, constitutional carry. There you go.
I think it's coming from me.
I can't tell. Like I said, I can't tell. I have no way to know.
Nope, because every time I muted it would go away, but it stayed going after I got muted.
Not sure.
Let me check mine.
Is that better? Okay.
So it's me. It's
Something
me.
going on. Yeah.
All right, hang on.
Are you beside the refrigerator?
Yeah.
There you go.
See if I can slide over.
Refrigerator interference.
Really?
Yeah. See, now if you go beside the coffee pot, we can identify that sound too.
I'm going in here. I didn't know if that might be setting it off. It ain't better.
There we go. Yeah, that's better.
All right.
I think that's better, right?
It's better. It's not constant. It cuts in every once in a while, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. Could be worse.
Yeah. Could be worse. He could be in the bathroom and have the fan on. Oh, much better background kind of thing. Got the deer in the back there. You killed Bambi.
Oh,
What, Scott?
yeah.
I was gonna say you got the side chat pulled up.
No, I don't. I can't read the side chat on the phone.
Oh, shame on you.
Craig, it looks like you killed Bambi. How could you kill poor Bambi?
Hey, I've watched you before. Don't give me that.
I got it, Scotsman, but y'all know I don't read as well as Chico.
Yeah, I knew you had some nice ones too.
Yeah, I didn't even shoot nothing last year.
Oh, I didn't last year. I had a friend of mine gave me a couple of does, just because I didn't have time to hunt any last year. So he's always good for getting me a couple if I need them.
Yeah. And Al, don't give us crap about roadkill. Roadkill eats just as good as a shot deer. I wondered if Jamie got that picture I sent him Friday. Sitting on the porch, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, scouting for deer. They come out and eat right beside my wife's goats.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
No, you didn't send it again, man.
Okay. It was a young 10-point.
Yep, good eating for sure. Especially if you go to Daniel's. Never had a bad meal at Daniel's. Not yet, anyway. Knock on wood.
Oh boy, you're going to have some interesting film coming up here in August. I want to take Scotsman out where they can't hear him scream. Gonna take him out to the hills.
So
Yeah, so in August, Farmers 101 is going to be coming back down. And thank you for the segue there because, so guys, I do have a date set to do the drawing for the BM15. I do have a plan on how we're going to do the drawing. I have the things ordered that I need for it. They should be here Tuesday, and I'll get that all set up, and it'll be ready to go for when he comes down in August. So I believe it's August, what did I say? Remember what day they said?
Friday the 13th.
The 13th. There you go. So I don't know if it's a good day to do it or not, but there you go.
All I know is I'm going to observe. I am not doing anything in the drawing whatsoever, because if I win, Scotsman will yell rigged, and if Scotsman wins, I'm going to yell rigged.
See, and the way that I'm doing this draw and the way I'm setting it up, there's no way it can be rigged whatsoever. None. So I think you guys will like how it's going to come out, what it's going to be. So it should be pretty cool. But 101 will be doing the shooting, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
But cost me $20 to get this set up.
Really?
Just because the way I had to do it, but that's all right.
Okay.
It'll be worth it for what it's going to be. Because we had 176 entries.
Nice.
Yep. So got that, and then I know Coda Boy got the muzzle brake from Huber here last week, so should be another week or two, and then we'll have the rifle for the Justin's Final Mission to give that away. Do the fundraiser for that. And since it's already going to be shot by Coda Boy, I'm probably going to go out and shoot it anyway, just for fun. Because I know he's not going to clean it, so I may as well take it out, go down to Daniel's and shoot it, and then clean it.
What caliber is that?
I think it's 5.56. KB doesn't clean guns. Yeah, his front video was good. That's for sure.
Why is it so
Jamie,
quiet?
you want to run through the side chat?
I sure can. Let me get back up here. And you be forewarned that I do not read as well as Chico Wise from the Dirty South. Okay, so we got Richard Bonder, Backwoods Law, Andy 79Z28, Michael Herknecht, William C. Chapin, Backwoods Law again, Gorillas and Guns, Chris 338, Water to Field, JH 586, myself, Vanessa Kitty, hey Miss Kitty, Big Al, what's going on? Wrench and the Bolts on YouTube, what's going on, man? Kingpin, what's happening? William C. Chapin again. Pony _47. The Crazy Scotsman again. Let's see. A lot of repeats here. Walter Davis, good evening, brother. Tim S. Hey, man. Backwood Law again. Richard again. There's Buzz T4, Kate. Somebody was asking about you earlier, man. Ghost Rider USA. Walter Davis again. Big Al. Jerry Parker. Lead Bullet Junkie. Michael Hurtneck again. Gunpowder Beauty. Y'all better straighten up and act right. Vanessa Kitty. Big Al. A-OK. Forging Adventures. Hey. And that brings us up to date. As far as I can see, we got 40 people out there. Y'all are blowing up the side chat faster than I can read. So thanks everybody for coming and joining us. And there's Jason Stewart again. All right.
Don't forget to hit those thumbs ups too.
Right.
Awesome, good deal. There's Squatch. We gotta get together with Squatch again too. We still got things for him.
There's Mr. Pollard. I know it. Go ahead, man. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Squatch. Squatch. Come up the 13th or 14th.
Yep.
Just do it.
There you go. You got a date. You can't make excuses.
And
So
it's
I cut
safe
you
to
off,
bring your
Daniel.
wife and kids.
What were you gonna say, man? I cut you off earlier.
Who?
You.
Oh, I don't know. I'm old. My memory don't go back that far. I'm just saying, why is it getting so quiet in here? Am I going to start having to harass people to get you moving? Oh, Craig, you ain't safe. I think you might have learned that already from me making the Bambi comment.
Yeah, I know.
Well, at least he's
So
not a
have
tree
you ever-
hugger. What's with the flag behind you there? You hugging trees?
You don't know that flag? That,
No,
my friend,
absolutely.
is the George Washington battle flag
Right on.
that went on the first Navy that the United States during the Revolutionary War. That's the battle flag that they flew. And me being a Navy man and also, Christian, that's my battle flag, brother.
Right on, right on.
If you're going to pick a hill to stand on, pick the right hill.
That's a long list there, buddy. So I don't know. There's Will.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, I do have to get a different angle. So I start giving people crap and the side chat starts jumping on me.
I think I started that.
So has anyone heard of the Convention of States?
I think I briefly heard something about that.
So if you guys haven't heard about that, there's a link down below as well. But go check out Convention of States. So this is basically a way for states to come together to vote and get amendment made to the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to go ahead and look it up and go through it, basically it's a way that we can fight for term limits and many other things. And there's quite a few states involved in it already.
Is Georgia? Do you remember seeing Georgia on there? Because it seems like I remember seeing an article about that here.
So let's see. See if I can get this to work right. Hold on.
So the progress map shows Georgia being past COS resolution. Active legislation in this year. There's quite a few states. Of course, California isn't taking part in it. Neither is Oregon.
I was going to try and share my screen, but they changed how to do that. It's not working.
We need to do something to protect. I'm getting tired of these big cities wanting to tell me how to live out here in the country. If I wanted to live in the city, I would move to the city.
Yeah.
When I was in the Navy, I lived in San Diego, and I lived just outside of DC. And I tell you what, especially DC, there's no freedom in DC.
Vanessa, we got to try something, and this is a way that we can come together and push our states to do more.
I know Atlanta's got a different set of rules from the state of Georgia. Whenever the governor says, this is what we're going to do, they do the opposite. So it's like two sets of rules, two sets of laws. So,
Yeah, and it's not rewriting the Constitution, Vanessa. It's making amendments to it so that we can get things done. So you already know, the way it runs right now. There's 27. So this is a way that we can help and hopefully make changes for the better.
I think the main thing they're going to need to do is start term limits.
Yeah. And what's nice is it's a grassroots of citizens who have put this together.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to look at, and like I said, it's a good way for us to come together and do our part more. None of us want to see us go to war, but if it happens, it happens. But we got to try and prevent it and do what we can in a peaceful way as much as possible.
So it looks like they're based out of Houston, Texas.
Leave it to them Texans. I'm just wondering, is he reloading right now? Or is he eating dinner?
He's eating dinner.
Yeah. I just finished my dinner. I had a big old bowl of chocolate Rocky Road ice cream.
I had pickles. That's all I've had.
Well, Silverback, you don't have to tell us. We already know what he had for dinner.
I had some raviolis and bananas.
Oh, ravioli mixed with banana?
Nah, I didn't have the banana yet. I left that on the counter.
Oh, there's a cookies and cream guy.
Oh, what I love to do is I make chocolate chip cookies, and then I just get my chocolate ice cream, put in the middle, and then smash it with another homemade chocolate chip cookie. Oh, yeah.
That sounds pretty damn.
Pretty on a hot day, too. What do trees have to do with the Navy? Now, James Pollard, I already said, the first ships in the United States Navy, George Washington came up with the Liberty Tree. He put it on a flag, and his number one thing, his prayer, it was an appeal to heaven. and that's how the first fleet went to battle.
Well, I thought it was because they were made from trees.
No, that's the Liberty Tree.
Thoughts on that?
And we need a banner to fly on it.
Yeah, I mean, we are the ones who need to save ourselves. You know, I mean, there's nobody else who can do it, and we got to do it. You know, this is our country. We got to do it.
Yep.
Fuzzy. Fuzzy, have I ever posted my film where I can do a mouse squeak without any aid and call mice in when I'm out bow hunting for, or not mice, but I can call cats in when I'm out in a stand hunting deer? I might have to do a video on that this fall. Next time I see a cat in the woods, do the mice squeak and call the cat right up underneath me in the stand.
You should. That would be good. So, Craig, what's the biggest deer you've taken out?
I think it was a 10 or 11 pointer. It's a 10 pointer, but it had a little sticker. But, you know, it still really is the 10 pointer. But, you know, it had good size to it. But my dad's the one that got most of the big ones. He had a lot more patience than I had. I get too fidgety. I get cold. And he could sit still for hours and I'd move. So most of the deer is the ones he's left me. I've got the one, I don't know if you can see, the one to the right back here, my right, that was mine. And the other ones were his. But when he passed away, I just, you know, I wound up with all the deer heads because nobody else wanted them, so I did. Mama never would let him have them in the house. They were all out in the garage. So, you know, when I got them, I put them all inside the house. I said, they're going in the house. So, but 10 pointer, I guess.
Okay. I've still had zero luck. Daniel puts me on the deer, and the deer go to Daniel.
Oh no, I'm getting Netflixed. Am I coming through, or am I getting Netflixed here?
No, you're coming through.
You're good.
Okay. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I put you in a spot where I know the deer are coming. I know what time they're coming, and you don't see any. And I go to the other part of the farm. I sit there, and I've got deer all around me. Okay, I'll be nice. So I swap spots. I put Scotsman where I was. I go to where he was. And, of course, I'm seeing deer right on time. I mean, exactly right there. And he's over there where I sat the day before and seen 26 deer. What does he see? Squirrels. Squirrels. That's it.
Yep.
I think it's all that beard oil you must be using.
Could be.
Yeah, the catching the scent.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. It doesn't matter, on the ground in the stand. I'm smoking. I'm chain smoking, drinking coffee, eating candy bars. And them deer just come walking right on by.
See, I haven't tried smoking the pipe while I'm out there. I should try that next time. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I need to smoke when I'm out there.
Mm.
Yeah, I always smoked too. So when I was up there, you know, but
So your Ohio deer are addicted to nicotine. Is that what you're telling me?
yes, I am.
Oh, you know, it's worth a shot, right?
Yeah.
Where I put my stands, it's got just enough of a good breeze. It carries all the scent away from where I know where the deer are coming. But, I mean, I don't know what's up with beard oil. It must be pretty strong smelling. Maybe you need alfalfa oil for the beard oil.
Well, I didn't put any beard oil on during deer season. I just wash it. I don't put any beard oil on it. I don't know there. This is weird. I think you're just calling them away from me on purpose. I think that's what it is.
I don't call the deer. I just let nature take its course out there.
He's the deer
aura.
whisperer.
Yeah.
He's the deer whisperer. We know it.
Next year, we'll just sit right here on the porch and we'll get you a deer.
Sounds like a plan to me. Sit in comfort.
Yeah, it's a lot better than sitting in a tree. So
I almost took one out in my backyard a couple of years ago with my face in its ass because I was riding my mini bike around and I looked down for a second and I looked up and I had to slam on the brakes real quick and there was a massive buck just jumping away from me.
Yeah, motorcycle riders get killed every year by hitting deer.
There you go. Taints can make a beard oil. That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, okay. That is a great idea. I'm going to have to send Scotsman some special aftershave he can put on. He might come out with a weird looking big old bug eyes and stuff and crying out of the woods. Do you ever see those videos where guys put that deer doe pee on them and they get attacked by bucks and just get beat all up?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And Fuzzy, there are bear. There are
bait. There
there
wouldn't
are
want
bear.
me, man.
I gotta move over. That tree's growing out of my hair again.
There's no meat on me. They wouldn't want me to. They just walk away.
You might want to use you as a toothpick.
Yeah.
I've
feel
got
bad.
some I use when I trap that I guarantee you deer would never know you were there if you had that stuff on there. That's some rough stuff. You just put some in the area, they're not going to smell anything except that.
Yes.
Stop giving them ideas.
And he doesn't even know that I was I was an instructor for all that stuff in my last two commands. Yes, James, it was a pine tree. And the reason why it was a pine tree was because the king and all that there, the representatives went over and marked what trees that were the king's trees to build their ships. And they would have it marked over there. So that was the number one thing on why the pine tree is the liberty tree in defiance of the king.
I just thought it was because they were up north and it's full of pine trees up north.
South is where all the pine trees are. Went to South Carolina and that's all they had.
No, there's a bunch of them. I come from Massachusetts and man, there was a ton of pine trees up there.
Yeah.
Man, Fuzzy's all over you tonight.
Well, I like Fuzzy. I got it's like I'll take crap from Fuzzy. I think we ought to go Starship Troopers here with this states convention thing, where if you want to be able to vote, you got to be in the military first. But you can't vote while you're in the military. It's after you get out of the military. That's when you can vote. But then anybody that wants to join the military, they should be allowed to. I don't care if they're in a wheelchair or not. Listen, I wasn't around 220 plus years ago. That's the Liberty Tree. They flew on the first ships. Okay, the first ships could have been made of oak. Some were made of pine. Some had combinations. I don't know. I wasn't there. Jamie was. Tell us about it, Jamie.
I'm not quite that old.
Well, I would think the retired guy would be the oldest one in the bunch here.
I don't think I am.
I think we've had this conversation.
Yeah, and yeah, because Jamie is the oldest. I'm just the most broken downest. I'm not retired by choice. This is the third time I've retired. I've always tried to get back and go back into it, but it is what it is.
There's CK. Hey, Mark.
So, Scotsman, you shared some pretty big news with me the other day.
Yeah, so I decided to go for gunsmith school as well. So some of you guys know, I don't know if all you guys know, but I am working on starting my own business, and I decided to throw my hat in the ring of gunsmithing as well. So I went ahead and took care of all that. So now I'm studying.
Yeah, that's the rivet that keeps falling out right there. So you might run into that problem.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah, there is.
Looks like a certified gunsmith could fix a rivet.
Yeah, I got a rivet gun out in the garage. I could probably pop a rivet in there and fix it.
Sorry, that was too easy. The only difference between me and everybody else was I actually said it. Everybody else was thinking it.
I was just thinking red Loctite. Red Loctite fixes everything. Just pull out some Gorilla Glue.
I was just going to get the duct tape. I mean, if you can't fix it, duck it, right?
Duct tape fixes everything, man.
That's right. Well, they got the Gorilla Tape now that's like duct tape. So, I mean, maybe I should get that, represent the gorillas.
I would think you would, man.
So what's been happening with the GOA and that lately?
They're just working on that whole bump stock thing. I know that. We haven't really done much here in Virginia because it's everything's kind of out of session right now, but they're getting ready to start another special session here. So, they're going to bring up all the fun things again, like trying to ban assault weapons and, assault weapons and all that good fun stuff. But, it's just, it's been quiet. So we're just waiting for things to happen. And, then the lawsuits will start going out.
Yeah. They got a few going right now still, don't they?
Yeah, there's a few. Like I said, they're still working with the bump stock one. I know they got petitions to try to eliminate the Chipman nomination and all that going on too. So I've been wondering that too, because I seen that when all the crap started going down a couple of years ago, where West Virginia offered to take Virginia, all the counties in Virginia that wanted to become part of West Virginia. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a plan to me.
Rub it in, Michael.
There's a buck, Jamie.
Yeah.
Right there on the corner of the corn.
Oh yeah, I see it.
How far away is that?
100 yards. He needs a couple more years.
That's easy pickings right there.
Oh, heck yeah. I could get him with my 300 blackout. But he's only about a 2.5-year-old. Oh, and Craig, yeah, that's my food. That's my food plot.
That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Sit right in the kitchen, right beside the coffee pot. No, I got the food plot there because I just really enjoy watching them. I go out to the woods to hunt.
It's a pretty place.
Yeah, thanks. Family farm.
Craig, you need to understand that Fuzz T4K, we all love it to death. Sometimes he types away with his caps lock on, and people think he's yelling, but he ain't. He just got his cap locks on.
All right.
He gets mixed up between small case and uppercase. I hope that deer makes it a couple of years. If he makes it a couple of years, that's going to be an impressive deer.
James, he's not calling out on Jamie. He's calling out on me, making fun because there's a deer right there. And every time I go hunting with him, I never see a damn deer.
Like I said, I could sit upwind of them and smoke, and there they are.
Mr. Pollard, you can ask Scotsman. He's been in my shop. He's seen my trophies. So,
Yep, he's got plenty of them.
So, how many acres you got there, Daniel?
Well, personally, I got 7 here, but it's on a 140-acre family farm.
Oh, right.
And I'm the only one. And I'm the only one that lives here.
Wow.
So, are there other houses that are on the farm, or is it just that house?
I've only got my house is the only one that's here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, one of these days, that's where I plan to be, but up in the mountains, far away from everybody, with a few hundred acres.
Well, if you got 8 million laying around, I know where you can get 870 some acres out in Virginia.
Yeah, I ain't got that much laying around.
And then you gotta fit up with all this East Coast laws.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of restrictive up there.
Vanessa, it's down in the description.
Yeah, I subbed them earlier myself.
I just figured out how to see the comments. I didn't know the whole thing. I hadn't been able to see the comments. So sorry I hadn't commented to anybody.
I was going to go sub you, Craig, but I already did. Hey, oh well.
I'm a little bit slow.
That's all right. I think we're all slow tonight.
Is he calling the cats over there?
Yeah. It's about time my neighbors' cats start going on the prowl. Give a couple squeaks now and then, see if I can call them right up, and then sick the dogs on them.
While I was eating my supper, excuse me. Oh, thought I was going to sneeze. Anyway, I heard Craig say that we got the governor that'll make a ruling about something here in Georgia, and then the governor of Atlanta and the liberals that be in Atlanta go crazy and start, and the news media too, go absolutely crazy and talk about what an idiot the governor is, basically because he's doing what people like us, want him to do. And inside the state of Georgia, I've been inside every one of you guys' states as well. You got the big city that's very liberal, and then out in the country, it's real people, the conservatives and gun-loving people and two-way dependent people out in the country. And it gets frustrating, man. It does. It's like we got two states in the state of Georgia, and I bet every one of y'all do too. Except for California, they probably got 3 or 4 out there.
Yeah, it's almost like the city wants to legislate the rest of the state for us. We have completely different views on everything than the city of Atlanta does.
That's how it works here in Virginia. We got the Northern Virginia cities, which are the most populated areas here, and they always have more votes than everybody else because all the other areas are real rural, and there's not a lot of people there. And then plus those people just don't go out and vote, which is ridiculous. But that's what happens. The Northern Virginia area speaks more for the state than anybody because they have the most population and the most people to actually go out and vote.
Well, what's so bad about it in Georgia, and I bet it's this way there too, is the liberals in Atlanta put their spin on everything. And it makes the people in the like Macon, Savannah, other populated areas, it spawns off, man. It's like this liberal disease that's infecting everybody, and it's like if you don't think like we think, then you're nobody and you're an idiot.
Yeah,
we ain't nobody, so we ain't idiots, but. Yeah, they sure do make us feel that way, and they really pick on the governor here hard, don't they?
Yeah, they're on him hard, and so far he's done a great job as far as fighting it off, But I mean, he can only do so much, and every time something happens, well, then they get the lawyers involved and they stop him from, try and stop him from doing this, or they, it's a mess. It's a constant fight back and forth.
It is. And it's Missouri's the same way Tim S says, Kansas City. Yeah. AR says my sound is not good.
Well, from what I've seen, the cities usually carry the liberal vote because they're being. I froze up.
There you go. You're moving. Nope, you're frozen.
Yep. Yeah, garage guy's absolutely right about being here in Virginia. That's exactly how the shit rolls down here. And it really surprised me when Virginia Beach actually voted to become a 2A sanctuary city, and they kept it. I was super shocked about that.
Where's the CB? What's going on?
Well, I might have to get into the side chat because I'm getting Netflix hard today. The wife was watching movies and the daughter got home, so they're sucking all my country bandwidth.
We can hear you fine, Daniel. We can see you fine right now.
Yeah. I was going to make I was going to talk about usually the big the cities and all, they carry the liberal vote because they are getting a lot of free money. The people that live there, and they're afraid of losing the money.
When you sit there and you're fixing to go vote, and you making a decision about who you want to vote for based on which one of them is going to give you the most stuff, the most money, most benefits. Uh, Suck it up, get a job, man. You're living off the rest of us that work for a living.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Biker Bob 59, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've worked since I was at paying jobs. I've worked since I was like 14 years old. My first job was moss and worms down at an outfitter for all the fishermen. You know, get a coffee thing, fill it full of worms, throw it in the flat, and then top it off with some that black peat moss.
Yeah.
I would get $20 for a whole day of doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem these days, man. The kids are being raised to think it's all right not to do anything.
Yep. I started the way most kids start, or at least back then. We started with a paper route. You know, our first way to learn how to have a job and make some money.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've been working since my mother told me I actually was not buying me shoes anymore because I was going through a pair of shoes a month because my feet keep growing every month. They're just getting huge.
CB, that makes way too much sense for any liberal to vote for that. Besides, that's not enough for them.
Yeah, it's not going to pay for their fancy houses and all the rest of it.
Right. There are 6-figure salaries and all that.
And there's that they keep till they die.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. And what you were saying earlier, or what somebody was saying earlier, about the main thing we need to get stopped is get in law is term limits. It's going to take the convention of states or somebody like that to do something about that because there ain't no way in hell a politician is going to vote himself out of a job. Let's be real. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, at least the best politicians will be in the job because if you set term limits, and all the way from the local level all the way up to your senators, they're going to keep wanting to move up higher in the food chain. So the ones that do a good job at the lower levels will get promoted to head on up.
Well, they need to put them all on Social Security, and that's their retirement plan. You'll
Right,
get
yeah.
security fixed quick like that, and put them on Medicaid and Medicare just like everybody else is retired. See how quick they get straightened out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, once I leave my job, I don't get to keep the same salary for the rest of my life, so why should they?
Not only do I not get to keep the same salary, I can keep the same insurance, but then I have to pay 100% of it at that point. They quit paying their half. Anyway, y'all getting me worked up here.
No, that's good though. That's get the chat going, man. It's all these. They all seem to forget they're supposed to work for us.
That's right. The problem with that is, and why they've forgotten that they work for us, is because people insist on calling them leaders. They're not leaders. They are paid servants. They are hired help. That's all they are, and over time, that whole thing about them being leaders has made their egos grow, and that's what they strive to be, is our leaders, so leader depicts ruler, so that's what they're working for.
They're supposed to be representatives.
That's right.
I got some friendly advice for you. Next time you get pulled over by a police officer, don't tell him that you pay his salary because they ain't paying him enough to do what he does.
That's right.
You go, well, I need a raise or I quit. I don't know. I get along with all the law enforcement around
What up,
here.
Chico Wise?
What's up, Chico?
Send Chico a link.
And AR.
Saw Chico was doing another competition.
Yeah, it is Sunday.
Yeah, I think a lot of them actually go in with good intentions, but there's too much temptation. There's too many people paying them to vote their way, and special interest groups, and it just gets every one of them, I think.
Yeah, the corruption is massive.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. We need to stop calling them lawmakers too. They're there to represent us. They're there to put things in place that are supposed to make it better for us.
Right.
Not to belittle us and rob us blind.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, they just like to make a lot of empty promises so that way they can keep that money coming in.
Well, that's it. And then, CB's talking about special groups, and you got, there's just so much crap that goes on there that shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we've allowed it to get that way for years and years and years, and they've learned how to get around it. And now we got to try and figure out how to stop them.
Yeah, it's just the machine keeps getting bigger and bigger. That's the problem. 50 years ago, there wasn't probably near as many employees or programs, through the government, and it just keeps growing and growing.
Well, I mean, look at the this last bill they're trying to put through right now. They're trying to put this through, and half the people that voted for it didn't even read it.
That's normally how it works.
Every single one of them should be forced to read it, or their vote shouldn't count, period. If they haven't read it, they shouldn't vote.
Right.
That goes all the way back to Obamacare. Nobody ever read that because they passed it before they finished writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to those special interest groups, and they all kind of bunch together and say, okay, well, if they're doing it, I'm doing it. It's like that old saying your parents used to give you, if somebody jumped off the Empire State Building, are you going to do it too? So, and that's how they run. They all get on that bandwagon and they run together. They don't give a fuck what they're signing, just like that video I seen of Joe Biden where he was signing all those executive orders, and this lady comes in and pulls one out in front of him and puts this one down in front of him, and he opens it up like he's going to start reading it. She goes, "No, just sign it." And he goes, "Oh, okay. I just do what they tell me to do," and he signs it.
Yeah. Yeah, of course they got that's ridiculous. There he is.
Yo.
What's up, brother man?
Chico, what are you doing? Turn your. Hey, you're muted, buddy. Chico. You're on muted again.
So you didn't hear me. You said, "What are you doing?" I said, "About to crack a cold one."
I bet you need it, man. I saw some of your stuff on Instagram. You looked hot out there.
Man, so yesterday I started drinking water prior to it. As bad as the weekend, sometimes I want to just have an adult beverage. I knew it was going to be hot, and I was like, I'm not drinking nothing but water. And I was in the stage. I had to use the bathroom before the stage. I was like, I'm just going to go through it real fast so I can go piss. It's like, so I'm definitely about to enjoy this right now. How's everybody doing in the side chat, too?
So, Chico, how are you enjoying the competition stuff now that you're getting into it?
You know what? I'll be honest, and I tell people this all the time. I'm enjoying it way too much. It's fun, and I'm learning a lot. Some of my I don't want to say imperfection, but some of my downfalls and stuff like that. But I'm learning, and I'm growing, and I'm getting tips. Everybody in every match I went to, they're always supportive and give me suggestions and advice and stuff like that. I'm like, you should have told me that. You should have told me that before this.
I want to give you some advice here right now. All right. The first time you DQ that triple chocolate blizzard at Dairy Queen it'll make you feel much better.
Oh man. So is that similar to like when I first got into reloading guys know, like the first time I took my chronograph out, I put it down. And a lot of people was telling me it's not a matter of if you'll do it, it's a matter of when you'll do it. So I was just like,
Yeah.
So luckily,
Ask the Scotsman. Ask the Scotsman about that.
Now I've seen people DQ, and it hurts. I mean, even for me, and I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta be careful.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Rob DQ many times. What, twice? I think Rob's DQ'd now. But you know, it happens, man.
But, yeah, you're not going to DQ unless you're out there doing it.
Right.
You know, the one of the first ones that me and Daniel went to, I had nothing but issues, man. I had two different guns. I had two different guns with me on purpose, and both of them were having issues. Why? Because I didn't have time to reload, so I bought Winchester white box, and it screwed me.
The lesson of that story is do not buy Winchester white box and use it at a competition. It's less frustrating if you DQ on the first shot.
Yeah, it's that, but I'm enjoying it, man. I'm just, you know, I'm taking my time, going slow. I'm really not. I'm not in competition with nobody else. I'm in competition with myself. So every time I go, I try to just do better than I did last time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
That's the kind of shit that comes out of a Winchester white box.
Whoa.
that thing
Hold on, I
almost
gotta pull that up.
Blow him
It
up,
look like-
make him big.
it looked like a cig.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pulled that out. I was
Yep.
glad, you know, I was just cranking away, putting them in the magazine, and I'm glad I decided to switch magazines because I never would have found that, and I would have tried to fire that.
I guess they're running in a lot of defects right now. With people, some people getting back to work with new hires.
Correct.
A lot of ammunition manufacturers are having problems.
Yeah, and are y'all? I'm sure y'all familiar, but are y'all familiar with the recall on the herders? Is that
No.
federal? There was a recall that was announced. It's a lot. They got lot numbers. It's through Winchester. Matter of fact, they manufacture herders ammo. If y'all familiar with herders, and I think it's 9mm. It's self defense and FMJ. So y'all, if y'all purchase any of that ammo during the last 12 months. Check on it. Just go to Winchester site. You can see the recall information. It produces a squib load. That's bad. Trust me.
Yeah, the only thing I have in herders right now is some 300 black.
How's everyone doing though? I see Georgia trapping.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, brother?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Jamie, how you doing, brother?
Better not deserve. How are you?
Me too. Tomorrow my son starts school, so I'm not looking forward to it.
My goodness.
The summer went by too quick, I think. So
We've already had that conversation before we started on here. Man, me and Jay were talking earlier. It's like summer was 5 weeks. Seriously, 5 weeks.
Well, this year in general has gone by a little bit faster, I think. I think there's just a lot of it to do with there's not as much bullshit coming away from the government as far as what we can and can't do and kind of tell them, order us wrong. You know, so I think a lot of that made the year go by faster, not having to deal with all that.
Yeah.
You know, I was finally able to go on the road and go places, and not that I couldn't really do it before, but I didn't want to deal with any of the BS.
Chico, Georgia trapping and fishing. His name's Craig, and he's in barely, but he's in Fulton County.
oh, okay. Yeah. I'm very familiar with Fulton County.
Yeah, I'm almost to Noonan.
Okay. I think I was down that way today. I was in Covington at the match. So I passed through Fulton County, obviously.
Yeah.
Daniel, the land is looking very nice out there.
You like that brown spot back here?
Yeah,
Mhm.
man. The range. If I had a place to shoot on, man, I would have some crazy low development set up.
And right here's my rifle spot. This was built specifically. I'd sit right in a chair, have a sandbag right up here on top, and sight my muzzleloaders and my deer hunting lever guns in. Yeah, my wife tries to keep me happy. But that putting that in, that only cost me $1,300.
That's nice, man. You got nice looking property.
It is nice. How far is that from there, Daniel?
Right here where I'm sitting, it is right at about 50 yards. So, you can sight a crossbow in, you can shoot some, deer hunting guns in. Then I go down by the barn to shoot 100 out to 200. Because
Richard, I'm in Georgia. I am in the dirty South. I'm actually 20 minutes north of Atlanta. If you're familiar with Atlanta rather. So, yep. So me, Georgia trapping, and JH 586 are all kind of within an hour of each other, I would assume.
Yeah. Hour and a half, hour probably for me to get up there. Hour and a half.
Especially dealing with that traffic. That traffic sucks.
Oh yeah, it was traffic today. So
yeah,
man. Friday, we had a FedEx truck flew off the top of an overpass down onto the road, down on the I-75 south, and caught on fire. How the guy got out of it, I don't know, but the traffic was horrible. Did you see that, Chico?
I did. But you'll probably hear about it.
Well, actually, it was up in Cartersville. So there's Bald and Curious. What's up, man?
Hey, there's the guy that likes to crimp his reloads too tight.
There's Meg. Hi, Meg. Bye, Meg.
So Chico, Richard Monder is actually your neighbor. He's over there in the UK.
Oh, okay. He said, sorry, I thought you said somewhere in Florida. Yeah, I know Atlanta. Yeah, okay, awesome. The UK. What time is it over there?
Let's see. It's what? 1 in the morning, I think. Somewhere in there.
Dedication to the stream. Mm-hmm. Thanks for being here, brother. AG23 and Mig. And anybody else I miss in the side chat, I'm coming up. It's been a minute since I've been on live streams because I've been school shopping and daycare ishing and all of that. So, we got a busy life over here, but most of y'all know that.
You're letting that real life interfere with YouTube. What's Val saying here?
Man.
All my kids are grown. I don't have any in school anymore, so I don't have to worry about all that anymore. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, 118. That's what I thought.
118.
I got 2 more weeks, and my daughter moves out, and that'll just leave me, the wife, 3 dogs, and 12 goats. 12 goats, and I got one that's about to pop babies. So.
Don't tell my wife. She's been wanting me to buy her one of them pygmy goats or one of them fainting goats for years. I ain't done it. I ain't planning on doing it.
Pygmy goats are smarter than dogs.
So how did the goat thing start, Daniel? When did that all start?
When my wife was an itty bitty girl, the first time she ever went to a county fair, she wanted pygmy goats. So when our kids got old enough to enter 4-H, the first thing that we got was pygmy goats and rabbits. And the pygmy goats stayed. So now they're her babies, and she's into, breeding them and selling them now. She's building her herd. And that's what she's going to do as a retirement thing. Play with the goats and sell babies.
Oh, right on.
She's got to have something to do.
Yeah. Yeah, living with you, she's got to.
Yep. Well, hey, she's actually tomorrow. She's giving her notice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I wish I could give my notice tomorrow, man. I want to really get on track with doing something different, man. I've been doing the same thing for the last 30 years, and I'm over it.
Yeah. It's getting tough right now too, because it's places are struggling, man. The new hires, like for us, we got new hires. They're lasting a week, 2 weeks, and they're done. And they're hiring them in right now at $19 an hour.
Damn.
And you just can't keep people. They just don't want to work. They're happy to stay on unemployment.
Yeah, they need to shut that unemployment shit down.
Well, I thought most states stopped. I think we did down here. I wouldn't know, obviously, but
yeah, we did. Georgia stopped it.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's in effect yet or not. But I know they're not. They said they weren't doing it anymore after this last round.
Yeah.
Nice. New York Half Fast Pro picked up a Model 3. That's awesome.
Yeah, they got to get people back to work because we need products on the shelves. I mean, who's going out there and try to buy an appliance or like my mower was waiting to get repaired for over 2 months because there were no spindles. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not just here though; it's all over the world. Like I work in the collision industry, and we've been trying to buy parts and buying parts for Toyotas, BMWs, Teslas. All that stuff is getting really hard to get right now because they have such a backlog of shit that they need to make. They don't have enough people working warehouses. They don't have enough people working transportation. There's a number of factors that's slowing all the jobs down that we have in the shop.
So we got a good question out there, Pistol Pete. How much do you guys make when you your first job? So Craig, we'll start with you. What did you make in your first job?
My first job I had.
Yep. What did you get paid an hour at your first job?
I want to say $1.75 an hour. As far as my first job, they took taxes out. I was working at Six Flags over Georgia, right? In high school. I mean, I slung pine straw and cleaned horse stalls and all that, but it was just cash. But that was my first actual job where they took out Social Security on me. I think it was $1.75 an hour back then.
All right. Chico?
No. Oh, yes. I can tell you. So when the Olympics came here, Atlanta hosted the Olympics in 96, but they started pre-planning like in 95, 94. My first job, I was at Whitewater, and that's a water park. Now it's owned by Six Flags. $4.50 an hour, and I thought I was the shit because I was like 14. But now that I think about it, I was like, wow, $4.50 an hour. So.
All right, Silverback.
Okay. The first, I guess you could say, actual job outside of being a little newspaper boy or just helping do side jobs for people. I worked when I first graduated from high school. I worked at a supply company, auto parts, auto paint supply, doing deliveries. I made $4.25 an hour, and then I made 75 cents an hour for using my own vehicle, and then 20 cents a mile. So I made some pretty good money back then. So it wasn't too bad.
All right. Daniel?
Well, I'm thinking it was around $1.80 range, but I can actually verify that by going downstairs because in one of my my muzzleloader cans, I kept my pay slips from that first job. But I mean, I was only taking home about $40 a week when I was doing full time. But that was like 15, because my first one at 14 when I was getting paid, that was just moss and worms and back, and they promoted me to the front of the store where I got to actually hang out with customers and the cute girls.
All right, Jamie.
What we're talking about? I'm sorry, I had to go.
Your first job. What was it? What was your first pay?
Oh Lord, I have no idea, man. I've been that would have been about 1976, my first real job, and I had plenty of them little knock around part-time jobs in the summer and stuff. What I want to say, so I was going to technology school and high school, and then I'm getting off at work and going to work. So I think it's about $4.25, something like that, an hour. And then by the time I was working from 1 till 5:30 every day. So I was getting 4.5 hours a day. Bring home $55, $60 an hour a week for yeah. So that was in 76, 77, right after I got my license. I did.
My first job was back in '96, and I made about 20 quid a week. I have no idea what the equivalent in dollars that is right now off the top of my head, but I made about 20 quid a week. And then my first job in the States, when I came out here, I started at, I think it was 12 or 13 bucks an hour.
I'll put it this way. Go ahead.
So that'd be $27.80 United States dollars.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll put it this way. When they raised the minimum wage, I got a raise. How many of you have been there?
Yeah.
I've had a similar thing like that, Jamie, where we recently took on some new hires, and we kind of do every couple of years because a lot of people come to the government to work just for the benefits. And when they bring them in, for some reason, our policy is weird. If I've got seniority over them, they can't really bring them in over me. So they'll pull me to the side or in the office. They was like, "Hey, look, we're giving you a raise." I'm like, y'all do not just give me a raise because y'all like my pretty face. You know what I mean? So that sometimes it's like 30, 40 cents, but they have to bring the person in under me or under, like say because I'm a tech 2 basically. If that person gets hired as a tech 2, they can't make more than me. And that's kind of like, I guess, how our government works down here where I'm at. So it's sort of it is a raise, not sort of raise, and I'll take it every time. But that shows you how like the minimum wage goes up. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. That's happened like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So what is a Tech 2?
So yeah, so really those labels mean nothing. But what it means, I'm an auto technician 2. We only go up to 3, and it's kind of based on the level of work that we're paid for. So I can do more experienced work, but I'm not paid for it. So if that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I do everything from transmissions to engine pulls. Rebuild engines is normally when it goes into the next category or the next pay grade. And I've been offered that position, but I turned it down because they tried to offer me pennies for a raise. I was like, because if you take another level, that brings on more responsibility. You're going to be expected to pull more engines and more transmissions for extra 30 cents. Nah, I'll stay right there until I get and until y'all level reaches where it needs to be. So
do you work on an hourly wage or do you get paid by book hours?
Yeah, so that's the good thing about government. Most governments, I'm hourly now, but I come from the flat rate market. I'm sure you're familiar. So
Very
you know what
familiar.
I mean? Flat rate market. I'd be working on 4 cars in an hour. You know what I mean? I'm working on them in succession. Government, it don't matter if I work on 1 car or 20. I'm getting paid the same thing every week. So
That's right.
you kind of use that to your benefit. you know, because if my coworkers are doing it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? So
That's right. Yep.
it's cool
Nah,
though.
man.
Most people go to the government for the benefits.
Nah,
Not
I
the
enjoyed
money,
working
rather.
flat rate, you know, because I could turn like 100 hours a week and only work 30. You know.
Yep. My side work picks up, especially right now since the last 18 months. You know what I mean? So side work is crazy. Everybody's backed up. I'm sure you're familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found these old pay stubs, and this was from between my junior and senior year in high school. So for the week, I made $58, and I worked 17 hours. So, and that was good money. That filled my tank full of gas and go out on a date and buy a 6-pack of beer. I was good for the week.
But how much was a 6-pack of beer back then? Like $2?
It all depended on, well, up here back in, you had high beer and low beer. So I could
Right.
legally drink at 18. So, heck, I can't, $2 or $3 probably, yeah.
So my first job, I was probably working, I'm going to say probably about 30 to 35 hours a week for, I forget, you said what, $27?
Yeah, it was $27.80. Yep.
Nice.
But that's now conversion.
Yeah,
not the
I don't know what it
conversion
was back then.
right? So it could have been more,
Yeah.
could have been less. Yeah.
I just wish I still had my first car. You got to think about first jobs, and it's like, okay, first car. I wish I still had it.
So what was your first car? That's a good one.
A 71.5 Rally Sport Z28 Camaro, the old split bumper one. And that was when GM went on strike, and there was only like 1,200 of them made. So.
All right. Silverback, what was your first car?
My first car was actually a 1970 Ford Maverick. I drove it around the block once, and the transmission went.
Yeah.
Automatic. Was it an automatic?
Yeah, it was automatic, straight six. Yeah.
All right,
You get
Chico.
one of those with a 302 4-speed, you got a hold of something right there, man.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept it because I could have made something out of it, but
My first car was, and I just posted a post on Instagram a few weeks ago. This is what I purchased with my first job. A 1972 Chevrolet Impala.
Nice.
And I was a second owner. Oh, I was the second owner, man, and I love that car. Damn, I love that car.
And what color was that?
It was like gold, man. It had the vinyl top on.
But they would call it something like sandalwood or some crap like that.
Pueblo Gold, probably.
That's a nice ride, Chico. That was all my granddaddy would drive is Chevy Impala.
Yeah. That looks nice, man.
Go to the drive-in and that, you just have 2 people in front and 4 of your buddies in the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You're on
hey,
mute.
you again.
You're on
muted,
mute.
Chico.
That's probably a good thing, but I said no hotels were needed in that car at all. So,
I was thinking, because pimping ain't easy, man.
Mm-hmm.
pimping ain't easy. Oh, I love that car.
All right,
I don't know how.
See what we got in the side chat here. We got all right. Let's see. Got a 71 Super Beetle, 68 Nova, 59 Ford Fairlane.
Man, I love those cars, Edward.
Let's see. 72 Cougar. There you go. Let's see. White Chevy Impala. Let's see, Plymouth Cuda. Let's see, CB 84 F-150. I knew it'd be a truck. Can't beat a straight six, man. 67 Impala. 62 Impala. Let's see.
Lots of Impalas out there.
64 C10. 87 Ford Fiesta. 79 Cutlass.
That's a nice drive.
77, I'm guessing that's supposed to be a Nova.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, what was yours?
Mine was a 1966 Plymouth Fury 3 with a 318 and a 3 on the tree.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I had it about 2 months, and my dad took it back and gave me his car, which was a 1972 Dodge Polara. So, but I really like that Plymouth.
All right. Craig, what was yours?
I had a 68 Pontiac Catalina.
Oh, man.
That thing was huge.
A land yacht, baby.
Yeah, you could scrub the guardrails on both sides of the road with that.
66 Buick Special. Now you talking about some classics.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, whole Russian car.
My first car out here, I forget the year on it, but my first one was a Chevy Blazer. And that thing didn't last long. I forget what year it was, though. I think might have been a 92.
I told wife the other day I was really thinking about one of those new Ford Broncos. And she called me O.J. Simpson, so I kind of
The new Broncos don't even look like a damn Bronco.
Well, they look like they're trying to make them look like they did back in the 60s, but they missed it.
Yep.
I think some of the retro styles are awesome. Chico, what do you think? How do you think GM would do retro in the tri-year Chevys? 55, 56, 57.
Oh, I love that. I love that body style, man. I am a big like 55, 56 Bel Air fan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The 55 is my favorite.
My uncle had one, man, and I'm just like, it was rusted out, but it held its value. I mean, it didn't held its value, but for what it is, you know, he still got a pretty penny for it. I like to see him come back out. I think it's going to be difficult for possibly a manufacturer to do that without all the steel. It'll probably be made out of fiberglass or aluminum or something like that. But it's possible if you look at the Chargers and the Challengers. You know, they kind of retro them. They kind of use some of those same body lines
from the mid to late 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I love to see Chevrolet's behind on the retro stuff. Dodge is ahead of the curve and I'm not a Dodge fan, but I do appreciate cars and whenever they revamp stuff and come back, just like Ford did with the Thunderbird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they came out with and the Mustang, right? So, but I like to see Chevrolet do something because I've always been a Chevrolet fan.
I'd like to see the Nomad come back around.
Oh man, tell it true. That would be awesome.
Nomad was nice.
The Chevy did the HHR, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, the truck, right?
But the Camaro, they basically made a Barbie doll. And I know y'all fixing.
How about that for a Camaro?
That's a real Camaro. What is that? A 68?
67?
Yep. That's a 68. Yep. That's out in my driveway.
Nice.
Like,
Oh, so
4-speed.
is someone visiting you today, or is that just one you just got done working on?
No, that's ours. That's ours.
Oh,
That's a real Camaro right there.
Yeah, got a 400 stroker motor in it. She screams.
All right. So Bald and Curious is out there, and he wants to know everyone's dream car or truck. So we'll start with Craig this time. What's your, or do you have it? That's another question too. Do you have it?
I like the new Jeep trucks. I mean, I don't know as far as power or pulling ratio or anything, but I just think that new Jeep truck looks good.
They do look good. I had one as a rental when my truck was in the shop getting fixed, but I nope, I couldn't wait to give it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice, luxury on the inside, but you hear every bit of road noise, everything. Yeah, it's a kind of a bumpy ride. I'm sure they make a more luxury version, but I didn't like it. Love the look of it.
We'll change my mind then.
Jamie?
I saw one of those. They're called the Jeep Gladiators. I saw one Wednesday night at bike night. They had a 3-inch lift kit on it all the way around, and had some very good work done on. Those are very nice.
Yeah.
I think my dream car right now would be Cobra Mustang.
Okay. Nice. Daniel?
well, honestly, the ones I got right now, they're paid off, and I don't owe nothing on them. Because my first car was a 71 and a half, Z28, completely 100% restored. When I lived in San Diego, I had a 64 Impala and a 68 Firebird. And I would take the Firebird up in the mountains, up in the Cascade Mountains to go deer hunting with. So the old muscle cars, I drove fast, and I'm kind of over that stage now. So I'm just glad it's like I don't have any car payments. So if I want to buy a gun, I buy a gun.
All right. So we're back.
Well, we got one sitting in our driveway right now. That's one of the dream cars. But I also wouldn't mind either having an old, like 55, 57 era Nomad or the 55 No Post Bel Air.
Okay. Chico?
yeah, I'm definitely a dang Chevrolet guy, man, and I probably thinking about it. I do like the Bel Air body lines, but I also have a real love for the So it's the difference between a 58 through 59, 58, 59, 60. So I'm thinking it's like 62 Impala. It's something about that body style I like. It would have to be a 2-door, and it would have to have a big block in it, And that's not saying I would go fast, but it's some about that. The 59s had some crazy wings on it, which I enjoy that look, but I think I'd go with like a 62 Impala. It'd have to be a 2.
All right. Mine would have to be a 72 Chevrolet SS big block.
Nice.
Yeah.
I used to have a 72 Malibu. It wasn't the Chevelle Super Sport.
Yeah, I saw one of those before, and just that body style and everything about it, man.
Mine was black on black on black. It had a black vinyl roof, black paint, black carpet in the interior. And it was HO double T hot in the summertime. Yeah, man, those are beautiful cars. But dreaming big. I used to have one, but that's the reason I went with the Cobra Mustang. Them things, I would get in trouble if I had one. I would seriously be in trouble. Like Chico said, I ain't saying I'd go fast,
but I probably would.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta open it up every now and then.
Bout said he want him a Tesla truck. I'm about to buy some stock in Tesla because they're going up.
Mm-hmm. Teslas are very innovative cars as far as it goes in the electric market. They got beautiful interiors, but they are fucking shittily built. I'll tell you what, man. We are a Tesla certified shop, and we work on a lot of Teslas. And Tesla drivers are probably the worst fucking drivers out there because we got a bunch of them in the shop.
Worst customers too, probably.
Yeah.
So what do you see the most on coming in the shop with that?
With Teslas,
Yeah.
probably the Model 3.
So of all the cars on the market nowadays, what do y'all see the most of? You and Chico, what do y'all work on the most? Oh, I love those cars too. Truck wise, what would you buy if it was your money?
Okay, I'll tell you what I would do because I would buy, and I'm not a brand whore, but I am a little bit, but still, I would definitely buy a Chevrolet because I've got 2 engines sitting over here. That's one reason, but I like the Ford trucks, but if you need a powertrain component, you're gonna pay for it. With Chevrolets, GM, you're gonna find that stuff plentiful at the junkyards and stuff like that. You may find the Fords, they probably gonna be needing a rebuild, but Chevrolets, man, it's something about them, man. They're everywhere. You know, if you look on the racing market, you know, people take Fords and throw a Chevrolet motor in it. So that kind of shows you a little bit about the I guess the availability, so to speak. But if it was something like me, I'd probably, if it was gonna be a truck, I'd buy a Chevrolet and throw a little bit older motor in it, because the newer stuff, it sucks, man. They got all this. If you're familiar, it's called displacement on demand. So if you're riding at highway speeds, it disables 2 of the cylinders, and
that's the flex fuel.
It kind of ruins. Sometimes I've experienced that with our fleet vehicles. It ruins the cams. Yeah, it's bad especially on you. But you know, a lot of the vehicles I work on are police vehicles, so it ruins. They're hard on them anyway.
Yeah, I forgot about how sweet those Monte Carlos were back in the early 70s.
Yeah, big body. I own a Monte Carlo. I own a 86 Super Sport. I had to put it on the back burner when I got custody of my son, because he was more important than my project car. So I own a 86 Super Sport. It's in storage.
Yeah, I had a string when I owned my shop. I had a string of 80s model Monte Carlos coming through the shop, and everybody wanted them painted black.
Yeah, it's a popular color for that model. That
What's
and
the
the black chair.
What's the most miles you've ever put on a car?
360,000. It was a Lexus GS 300.
Chico?
I think now I didn't put all these miles on it, but when I got rid of a vehicle and it was still running, it had like 296 on the clock. It was a 89 Honda Accord, and I rode that thing like forever, ever, and it still drove, and it still crunk up. And when I sold it, I was kind of upgrading. But yeah, certain vehicles I used to be all domestic, you know, U.S. market. Some stuff you can't beat on the foreign market, man. I used to be American cars, like I'm just American brand whore, and the foreign market, those cars last. You're gonna pay a little bit more for parts, but they do last.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. In the long run, it's cheaper because you don't have to buy those parts as often.
Correct. That's the pro and the con to it.
Yeah. Jamie, what about you, man? Most miles you ever put on a car?
I have a 2005 Toyota Camry, 4-cylinder, 2.4 liter. I've got 330 something thousand miles on it. We bought it it was a year old and it had 25,000 miles on it. So I've actually put, me and my wife have actually drove that car 305,000 miles.
Wow.
And it's still taking me to work and home every day.
All right. Craig?
I think I had 268,000 on a GMC van I had. And I mean, I worked out of that van, but never, when I sold it, I still never had the first bit of trouble out of that Vortex motor. You know, as long as you keep the oil good in them, I tell you, that motor will never stop. And I'm sure there's probably somebody driving it right now, probably.
Scotsman, back up a little bit and find, I went too far. I think it was Reloader 762. I think he said he had 475,000 miles on
Yeah,
him.
458, yeah.
Yep.
458,000.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
running.
The most I think I've had, so I had a Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, the 96, and I think when I killed it, I had a 250, 260, something like that. And yes, somehow I managed to kill it, a straight 6 Jeep. I did it. The engine and everything was still good. The problem was, as I drove it from Missouri to California without stopping, other than getting gas, and somehow or other, I pretty much disabled the entire underneath of the car, to the point where the shop said, "I'm surprised you're still running." Like literally, it could have the entire bottom of the car could have fallen out.
Those Jeep engines, those 4-liter straight 6, those are tanks, man. When I was in the flat rate industry, we had a customer that would come in. We would only change his oil. He wouldn't want nothing else. And man, that thing had like 450,000 on, on the odometer. And I mean, it sounded good for a 450,000 mile motor, and it was like a 90, like a 95. It was almost a square body. I might be wrong on the year, but it was like the square body Jeep. And man, he rode that thing forever, man.
Yeah. I think if I hadn't done that drive like that, I think I'd probably still be running for sure. That engine's a tank.
I'll tell you the most mileage I've ever seen on a vehicle. A friend of mine's older brother had bought one of those Toyota pickup trucks when they first come out in the United States back when he was 16, and he had over 700,000 miles on that truck. He still has it to this day.
Nice.
Yeah, he ran away from home when he was 16 or actually 15, and he wound up working for a guy at a mechanic shop and learned how to, do mechanical work and fix cars. And then eventually he bought that truck and lived in the truck for about 2 years before he actually saved up enough money and started renting a place of his own. But yeah, he keeps that truck as a sentimental token because, I mean, he had the whole thing completely, restored and all that, and he's still got the same original motor in it.
The most I've seen or heard of, I had a friend that I used to work with had a 1995 Honda CRV, and he would take it to the shop and get the oil changed every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and he always paid to have the timing belt replaced, and he gave it away when it had 550,000 miles.
Wow.
The most I've ever heard of was a guy with a Toyota truck, like what Silverback was talking about. And this was on a commercial where I heard about it, but he had 1 million miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd put, I think, 2 or 3 motors in it by then. But,
oh, no, this one had the same motor. My friends had the same motor the whole time.
That's cheap. You got to rebuild that motor yourself, or it don't count to me. But that's just me.
So Vanessa wants to know, your shortest amount of time is 70,000 miles. I do an average of anywhere from about 25,000 to 35,000 a year. So it's probably about 2 years for me. I don't know, somewhere in there. Chico?
Yeah, I don't know, because everything I've owned, I already had over 70,000 miles and won't even count like that. What I can tell you is the national average used to be about 12 and a half a year. And that changes with the market, right? So it can vary. It can vary. And so I haven't looked recently, but I would think it's somewhere around 15,000 a year. The average consumer puts about 15,000 miles on their vehicle a year. And for me, I do, well, I ain't gonna say I do crazy stuff. With my job, I make sure that, any home purchase or wherever I'm living, my residence, I try to be as close as my job as possible to my residence, if that makes sense. So even though I own a few vehicles, but if I travel, which I don't a lot, if I'm long distance and travel, I'm gonna fly. But I would think 70,000 miles would probably take me less than 5 years. Because sometimes, I just travel more than others. I kind of make up for that mile, that 15,000 every year. It could be one year I might add 30,000 on a vehicle. So I'd say about 5 years for me, though.
All right, Silverback.
Well, again, like Chico, I said, I've never really paid attention to the mileage on my vehicles until I bought this new truck of mine back in 2015, and I'm just about 74,000 miles on it. So it's been like 6 years I've had that truck.
Okay.
But I've seen cars come into the shop that are a year old that have 130,000 miles on them.
Oh yeah. So my truck, I had to get a new truck last year, and I'm already at 28, I think. 27.5, 28, somewhere in there. And then at the same time last year, Farms 101 went and leased another car, and he's only got maybe 6,000. Just to put it in perspective versus what he does, what I do. That's, and I just go back and forth to work, and I'm not that far from work, but I drive all over the country too so
right.
I put a lot of miles. Jamie, what about you, man? What do you think?
I live 10 miles from work. I put 20 miles a day on my car, so my mileage is typically low. Once I get to work, I drive a company vehicle. But my wife has that car that I'm driving now. She when we first got in, she was driving back and forth to Dallas, Georgia. Chico will know where that is. And, from my house to her work and back was between 90 and 100 miles a day. So she was putting between 450 and 500 miles a week on that car. And multiply that out times 52 weeks a year or whatever. And that's not included, that's just working back. That's not anything else. So I would guess we put 70,000 miles on that car probably in 2.5 years.
Okay. And what about you, Craig? What do you think?
Yeah. When I was working, I put about 70,000 on it in 2 years. My last truck, I just sold my truck to my son. It was 7 years old, and I just had hit 120,000. So now that I'm retired, I'm not, I didn't put hardly any miles on that truck. Mm-hmm. So, but when I was working, I would rack it up quick.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the end here, so we'll start going through the room, and we'll head out, and I'll head to work. So, Chico wise, what you got coming up, brother?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna post some range footage from my I still got some footage from my very first match, and then I got some from my second match and probably a third match, and then I'm gonna catch up with today's match. So I'm not gonna post the little like individual clips. I was just kind of doing that to pass the time, so to speak, to have some content out there. But that's what I'll be doing. I'll be loading up, trying to work on some load development and working on my competition game a little bit in the future. That's about it for me, brother.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's good to see you out there doing it, man. That shoot house was cool.
Yeah, I like that, bro.
Yeah, that was cool. So we're back.
Yeah, just more of the same stuff, man. I got some reviews coming up. Just doing my thing, some banana tasting reviews, maybe. Some more of this gunsmithing stuff. I'm still working on the hands-on projects. I'm working on the one right now where I got to make the little tool for I think it's the GP100, and then that's really about it, man. All the same old stuff.
All right, good deal, man. Jamie?
Well, we do the Friday night live stream over on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel. Y'all come check us out. Chico's been getting in when he can, and of course Kyle and the rest of the guys. CW Longshot's a great addition to the panel. He knows a lot about casting, don't he, Chico? And I've got another press revamp video I'm doing, and we're going to try to do videos, do a giveaway. So y'all come check us out Friday nights. Silverback, we'd like to have you on as a guest sometimes.
Yeah. Send me your email so that way I can get you hooked up with Hank.
Okay, that'd be
we'll get you on there, man. We'll get you on there. We'll get you going with Lola. What about you, Craig? What you got coming up, buddy?
Getting ready to start that beaver job, I guess. I'm just getting ready for trapping season. Got a couple months to go, so now it's time to start getting everything out and seeing what I need. But other than that, just gonna be firing up some fatwood. That's what I do when it's too hot.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, I'm glad you could come on, man. It was a pleasure to have you. And if you guys haven't already gone and hit that subscribe button down below for him, please go do so. And great chat, everyone. Appreciate everyone out there. Y'all stay safe, stay vigilant, and we're out of here.
Thanks so much, brother. Let me on.